Kindly raise up your hand if you are hearing me. Kindly raise up your hand if you are getting me. Roland, thank you. Catherine, thank you. Molly, Dean, thank you. Cynthia, thank you. Joy, thank you. Joy na wengine karibuni sana. EGP, we are here kwa ununuzi kwa uwazi. Edmond, thank you. Now, is anyone seeing the shared screen? If you have seen the shared screen, kindly acknowledge with the word tick. Sawa. Now, today, we are having our training on the tender submission on works. Kama kila mtu anaona screen yangu, tafadhali naomba uinue mkono. Sawa, thank you. So my screen, I have logged in as a supplier or one of the bidder. You as suppliers will be logging in with their user IDs. And if you have been approved by the EGP platform, you'll be able to access your profile. And in the profile section, you'll be able to see the dashboard. You'll be able to see the document library. Document library means that you have all your documents into one unit. In the dashboard, you'll be able also to see the internal users. Internal users, it means that you have your agents, you have your staffs. You can define them in your EGP system. For example, if you have an agent, if you have a site clerk, or if you have a manager, or if you have a representative, that's when you will define your staff there. You also have your users. Destination means that this is a site clerk. This is a site engineer. This is an electrician. You are designing them into your EGP system. User, it means the specific name. For example, if it's John Kimani, that's a specific name. So those are your internal users. For the sake of today's training, we have in the dashboard, in the green, the left side, you have another tab, tenders. We also have contracts, and we also have the reports. For our training purpose, we shall click on the tender. Natumai kila mtu ananisikiza ama ananipata kwenye huko. You as a supplier, once you have logged in, you want to participate in the tender. In the dashboard form, in the dashboard section, you'll be able to have the tender. Then, after you have clicked on the tender, you'll have the drop line. The drop line is on open tender and alternative tendering method. Under open tender, you'll be able to see all types of tenders that each and or everyone can participate. An alternative tender, it means that you have other methods of procurement like request for quotation, restricted tendering. Those are alternative methods of tendering, whereby a supplier has been mapped by an entity. For example, you have a request for quotation. That's not an open tender. You have been mapped by the procuring entity. For this case, we are going to have an open tender, whereby we have clicked to the open tender. Among the open tender tab, you can also search. If you are sure of that particular type of tender, we have a search icon. Below the search icon, we have active tenders, we have closed tenders, we have the active tenders, we have the closed tenders, we have the cancelled tenders, and we have all tenders. All tenders, it means that you have both the active, closed, cancelled tenders. For example, in our case, we're going to click on the active tender. Among the active tenders, we have number one, that is, you can have the items. That's number one. We have tender number, weeks 2 stroke dash and dash. The procuring entity is on practice. The method and the procurement category is works. The procurement method is open tender. It was advertised on 1st yesterday, and it's starting. It's active. It's active. It will be active from tomorrow. That's on 3rd, and closing date will be next. So make sure that when you are about to have your tenders on, make sure that you are dealing with the active tenders. But you must understand the start date. For tender number 2, that is tender for new apartment building construction. We have the tender ID, the tender reference number. We have the procuring entity, that is Kireri Baringo State Corporation. That's a dummy account or dummy PE or procuring entity. Under that, are you getting me kindly? For those who are saying that they don't have a sound, kindly have your mic have your mics on or have your voice active. Now, we have seen that on tender number 2, for tender for new apartment building construction, the procurement method is works. The procurement category works. The procurement method is open tender. It was advertised today for purpose of this training, and it has it started. Date start. It's on 2nd October, and bidding process has started. It started at 10:41, and it's closing at 1. Tender number 3 is about supply and delivery of elephants. That's a dummy account. That's Kabete County Department of Agriculture. It's about to the tendering, the procurement category is goods. Procurement method is open tender. Advertisement date, it was advertised on 30th September. The start date of bidding is on 2nd October. It started at 10:30. For the common interest of today's training is about tender for new apartment building construction. Now, you as a bidder or interested party, first of all, you need to click on view tender notice. The tender notice will direct you on, for example, tender title, that is tender for new apartment building construction. The procuring entity is the RERI, contact person, we have a contact person there. The procuring entity physical address is in Baringo. We have the postal code, the procurement category, the procurement method, source of funds. Opening level is on single. Is it a sector specific buy? No. That's a tender notice. Hiyo mnaiona kila wakati. Is it reservation? Not applicable. Pre-bidding meeting? Not applicable. Site visit meeting? Not applicable. We did this for the purpose of training, but on the live, we shall be having the pre-bidding meeting so that you can also ask your questions when you are on site. The bid validity period is 120 days. The bidding type is national bidding, that is open to you. A technical evaluation will be on yes or no basis. Preference not applicable. Is a joint venture? Is a joint venture applicable? No. Subcontracting not applicable. Bid evaluation, it will be on grand total wise. We have the bid security applicable. We have the tender security amount. The key dates to note. The key dates to note are the tender, that is tender advertisement date. It was advertised today. Pre-bid clarification attending today. This was just a sample on whatever you'll be seeing on live tender participation. We have the tender submission start date. We have the tender submission end date. And we have end date and time. We have the tender opening date and time. Now that you are able to see the tender advert, you can also download the tender notice. It was just a view. Now, in the same tender, now that you have viewed the tender notice, you may download the document, that is the tender notice. After you have viewed the tender notice, you can be able to see the tender condition. But before that, we may go back. You will be able to see your tender. That's a tender for new apartment building construction. We have the first icon on your right. You have the 3 tabs you're able to see. The 3 tabs you are able to see, we have the tender notice, umeona. If I'm fast, kindly, you may type. If I'm too fast, kindly, you may type that I'm fast. Or if I'm slow, kindly also, you may type. Now, we go back to our key variables of today. Now, after you have viewed the tender notice, you have there the manage the tender. You have the download document. Download document, it means that we have some documents that you have to physically do handwritten or fill in, you may download the tender and have a look at it, because you may download the tender. You may download the tender in your downloads. In your downloads, you have the bidding form. You may open the bidding forms. You have the financial forms. Financial forms iko hapo. Among the financial forms, hiyo ni price schedule. You want to see what you want to have it in your financial forms. As you are aware, those are forms that are in your BQs. Remember that BQs are itemized. BQs are itemized in form of bill number. For example, our BQ has bill number 1, that's preliminary and general works. Remember, we have only downloaded, right? After you have downloaded, you'll be able to see the number of bills. We have bill number 1, that's an example. Depending on the kind of bills we have bill number 1, which deals with the preliminary and general works. We have bill number 2, site leveling, compaction, and improvement of road access. We have bill number 3, that's construction of standard grain store. Number 4 is about construction of grain dryer housing. This is just an extract of a bill. Bills depends on the kind of structure or kind of building as per the PE's specification. We have the construction of office, construction of pit latrines. We have the electrical works. Remember, this is a summary of all bill of quantities. Hope tuko pamoja. This is a summary of all bill of quantities. Remember, we have only downloaded the document. Those are financial form. Example of a financial form. We have a non-financial form. Among non-financial forms, we have around 10 forms. We have first of all, we have this form, of which is just an extract. These are dummy accounts, but I just want to explain the difference between non-financial forms and financial forms. Financial forms, these are price tagged items, price tagged bill of quantities, and non-financial forms. These are your information. For example, information on form of tender. We have also always been filling on form of tender. We have technical evaluation forms. Those are forms based on the technical. Example of technical, for example, your personnel, your equipment. Those are examples of evaluation technical forms. You have the tender questionnaires. You have always been seeing these tender questionnaires. So when you have downloaded a tender document, you'll be able to see the financial forms and non-financial forms, whereby after you have filled in, you'll be able now to upload back to the system. Another download is about the document by the PE. Which are these documents? For example, the specifications, also the drawings. Sawa sawa. Najua mnanipata. Kama mnipata tafadhali mseme. Kama mnanipata mseme sawa sawa. So we go back to our screen. I was explaining about the documents after you have downloaded. We have the evaluation and qualification, the mandatory evaluation requirement, schedule of requirement, and also other documents that are in the system. We go back to our tender. We go back to our tender. Those are just downloads. Those are just downloads. Now, as a supplier, you now have to go back to your wall. Manipata, sio nimewacha mtu nyuma tafadhali. Sawa sawa. So we go back to our wall, your logins. Bado utakuwa umefanya nini? Download the document. Now, after you have done so, go to manage the tender. You want to manage this tender. Tender is about for the new apartment building construction. The first stage you need to do, you need to view your wall as a supplier. First of all, you have variables. Among the variables on your wall or on your dashboard, you'll be able to see the terms and conditions. You have to see the pre-bid. Ukiona umeona umefika hapo, unajua uko safe. If you are able to see your terms and conditions, if you are able to see the pre-bid, if you are able to see the mandatory evaluation requirements, if you are able to see your tender security, in case the tender security was requested, you have the bid preparation process, you have the final submission, and we have the bid opening. And also we have the tender evaluation. For this case, our area of interest is about now, you need to do what? You click to terms and conditions. Among the terms and conditions, you need to accept. Ukiona umefika hapo for accept terms and conditions, click accept terms and conditions. You cannot go and start filling in your tender, hapo utakuwa umeruka. Sawa sawa. You need to click to accept terms and conditions. Among the terms of condition, we have 3 terms. We can read together. One, we read and understand, and we have read and understood all the conditions, clauses mentioned in the tender document. We assume that the tender you have downloaded, you have already read it out, including the various documents forming part of it and the addendum issued subsequently, and confirm that our offer is in conformity with the same. That's the first term and condition. Secondly, we understand that it is bound to accept and the offer either in part or in full, and that our offer can be rejected in full or in part without assigning any reason whatever. The third condition is we confirm that all the details submitted as part of the response is true and correct to the best of our knowledge, and if proved otherwise, can lead to rejection of our offer and forfeiture of the tender security deposit. Now, if you are agreeing, you agree. Unless kama unataka kuseme kwamba tuseme I agree, I disagree, but this part is agree. After you have agreed to the terms and conditions, members, kama na swali tafadhali, after the presentation, nitaomba mtaitype tu. Sawa sawa? Yes. Now, After now you have accepted terms and conditions, you may view the pre-bid. Sawa sawa. In the pre-bid, this being a training environment, on live environment, we shall be having a pre-bid. You see, after the pre-bid, clarification, in our live environment, kuna post. It means that he on your right, hii pendo kuna query. That's where you will post your query. You want to inquire on something that hii site iko wapi. I want to come and see the site. Or who is the concerned person. Ama, when I was filling in the bill of quantity, I realized that bill number 2 is not clear. Kindly clarify. You are now clarifying after you have read out the bill of quantity. Hiyo ni pre-bid. Tuko pamoja? The pre-bid means that you want to start filling in your tender. Anything that are not clear, you need clarification. That's why after you have clicked on the pre-bid, there is clarification. Now, after you have done so, next tab is the mandatory evaluation requirement. In your tender document, when you had downloaded the tender, we had the mandatory evaluation. We had the financial and non-financial. So this part of non-financial, what are these mandatory documents that you are supposed to do what to have? When I click to the mandatory, it means that among the mandatory requirements, lazima click hapo. Among the mandatory documents that are needed to be downloaded, that the P was requesting. Tuko pamoja? Ama kama niko haraka kama niko haraka tafadhali mnishtue. Injili ikianza kuhubiriwa, Roho Mtakatifu anashuka kabisa. Sawa sawa. We go back to our mandatory requirements. The P has requested 5 mandatory requirements. That is one, self-declaration form ambayo ulidownload tena document. We have the valid tax compliance certificate ambayo uko nayo kwa your document library. Document library yake iko hapo. Utasave documents zako hapo. We have also the valid tax, we have next the valid business permit. These are just among the mandatory. We have the valid NCA certificate, and also have the NEMA certification. Now, you as a supplier, una field, ukiona pale kwa serial number, mandatory requirements, reference documents, complied or not complied, is reference document required, or sema yes. Sawa. So you as a supplier, your mandate utakuja pale kwa asterisk. Asterisk inamaanisha complied or not complied. Natumai mnaona hapo kuna complied or not complied. Now after you have said there is an element of complied or not complied, you'll click to the drop line. Drop line itakupatia yes or no. So if you have complied, utasema yes. Sawa sawa. Then you'll be able to upload. Umeona pale kwa, let us finish with element number 1. You have said yes, but the system inataka evidence. System inataka evidence. System ikitaka evidence, evidence yenyewe ni gani? You are uploading back the self-declaration form. Tuko pamoja? So now element number 1 tumemaliza nayo. Number 2 inataka nini? Valid tax compliance certificate. Valid tax compliance certificate, we'll select yes. After selecting yes, you'll have to choose. You are choosing what? We assume that you have those documents in your document library or in your laptop or whenever your storage device is. You have said that I have complied, yes. Now the system wants you to do what? To upload that valid tax compliance. I'm using the test file. I'm using the test file. We have finished with element number 2. Element number 3 is about the valid business permit. Valid business permit, you say yes. but system inataka evidence, a reference what? A reference document. Select a reference document. We have finished with element number 3. Element number 4, the system wants you to do what? To have a valid NCA. A valid NCA. Choose a file. I assume that you have all documents in your document library. You upload it back. Remember, we always upload either JPG or a PDF. So we go to element number 5. Element number 5 is about the NEMA certification. Now you say yes. Ukisema no, haya utakuwa umeanza kujichuja mapema. So we choose the file on NEMA certification. Tunaweka hapo. Then after you have filled in your mandatory, remember you are still at the mandatory element. The thing that you have been doing manually is just the same, but now it has been improvised into an electronic way. Now you submit. Hapo juu unasema mandatory evaluation submitted successfully. The system will not accept any error. Kama tungekuwa na error, ingesema specific what? Ingesema specific element yenye haujaweka vizuri. Hope tuko pamoja. Now, we are finished. We are done with the mandatory evaluation requirements. Next up, you click on the tender security. Tender security. We shall click on tender security. This happens whereby the procuring entity has requested for a tender security. Now, you will insert the issuance of tender security. Now, you'll click on the submit tender security issuance. System to direct. After we click hapo, we shall no longer be going to banks and lining up for bid security submission. Sawa. So you request bid security. Itakupatia among the bid security service providers. Hapo mwana kuna Kenya Commercial Bank Limited, kuna Diamond Trust. So depending on your branch, leo mnafanya tu kama kawaida. Kuna wengine wanaenda kwa insurance companies. We have registered all the service providers on the bid bond. Sawa. So we have banks, we have all the service providers. Wale wenye wako approved na Public Procurement Regulatory Authority. Sawa. So hold on kidogo. Unatumia bank gani? Welcome back, members. Poleni. Poleni. Tuko tumefika pale kwa bid security. Bid security itakudirect yenyewe which kind of financial institution you are supposed to do what? We have various banks. We have the Kenya Commercial Bank of Kenya Limited, Diamond Trust Bank. We have the Equity Bank, the Prime Bank Limited, Full Insurance, Mayfair, the Sapex, CIC, Star, Moore Insurance. We have all the service providers that are approved by the Public Procurement Authority. We have the insurance, we have also other banks. So depending on your choice, ni gani unafaa kuenda. But for this case, we are using Bank of India. Usiseme India kwa sababu tuko India. Then utapatiwa hapo, don't click on the financial institution not found. Don't click there. Lazima ziko. So after choosing the Bank of India, una click kwa branch. So for our case, you are going to use the Kenyatta Avenue. So tender security yenyewe imekuja. Walikuwa wanataka tender security ya ngapi? Ya 3,000. Kuna static tender security yenyewe inajipopulate, it's in Kenyan currency. In Kenyan currency, remarks unaweka ile Kiingereza ile wewe unajua. Nasema kindly provide bid security which is valid. Hiyo mnafanya kila siku wakati mnafanya manual. Unaenda kwa bank, wanakuambia ni pesa fulani, unaenda kwa bank, unaenda wapi, insurance. Then you submit as a supplier, request. Nasema, are you sure you want to upload the tender security details? Of course, you have to say no. Yes, but not no. No, uta proceed na tender. So you accept. You say yes. Hapo juu imekuambia nini? The request for tender security insurance pole imepotea. Request has been submitted successfully to India. That's the Bank of India. Sawa. After doing so, bado tungali kwa tender security. Ukiklik pale kwa tender security, inakupatia two options. Before now, the bank acts on your request. Inakupatia what? The view tender security issuance request. If you want to cancel, you are not sure of that Bank of India. Maybe unataka kuchukua kwa bank nyingine, unataka kuchukua kwa insurance company, you may cancel the tender security issuance request. We are waiting for the bank to confirm kama watakupatia tena security ama hapana. Maybe ulikosea huko na loan yao, unawacha kamata. Tuko pamoja, tunangoja bank ifanye kitu. Mnasema I am asking kidogo tu we do, the screen is not clear. The bank may not delay. After you have requested your bid security, the bank, you make a follow up. Unajua maybe aja login akaona hizo request. So make sure that when you apply, you are able, umeshafanya connection haraka. But you have always been applying for bid security. And you always make a follow up, hata umeenda physically. But for this case, if what number of branch manager wa India, tunampiga namwambia mzee, you're gonna request your bid security kindly facilitate. Sawa. Though you have just been doing manually. The validity depends on the tender. The validity depends. The validity of bid security depends. Depends with the requester. The PE of the request ikuwe siku gapi. For those who are having questions, kindly hold on, tumalize kwanza hii story ya bid submission. Where can we get recordings on above webinar? So we can record and have them on our EGP platform. But currently we are also located at Kisim Towers, 4th floor. In case you face a challenge in the bid submission, I know this first session itakuwa na challenges, but tutashika baadaye. But if you encounter any challenge, kindly we are Kisim Towers, 4th floor. Tutapata hapa takusaidia tafadhali. Wale wanauliza mambo ya KRA, hold on kidogo. Hold on kidogo. Tutafika maneno ya nini? Tutafika hiyo maneno baadaye. Which building? We are Kisim Towers, Ngong Road. Kisim Towers, Ngong Road, 4th floor. Thank you for that positive comment. Karibuni sana. What happens if to correct your profile? Kindly hold on hizi question tafadhali, tufanye bid, alafu hiyo question leo tutajibu zote. Sawa sawa. Hiyo what if I need approval? In the next 1 week we shall be approving all the pending profile. Sawa sawa. Now that our bank has approved, kidogo tu I'm unable to add. Tulia kidogo tumalize hii kama tenda yetu tutajifunga. Sawa sawa. So user supplier, once tumefika kwa open tenders, tuendelee. Tenda yetu ilikuwa tena number 2, tulikuwa tunataka kujenga ujenzi. We finished with the terms and conditions, tukafanya pre-bid, tukafanya mandatory, tukaenda sasa kwa nini tender security. Tender security kuna tab ya 3 imeongezeka. Kuna view tender security issuance request, kuna process tender security details, na kuna view tender security details. Now, for your case, you need to process tender security details. Ukiklik pale kwa tender security details, itakupatia tender number. Tender yetu request number ilituma kwa bank ni about EGP, tender security inakupatia code. Hope I'm not very fast. Then kuna asterisk mbili, kuna action na remark. So you'll have to click kwa action. Kwa action utapewa accept na pia utapewa request for correction. You may send back. Naona mtu atasema hajasema nini, atajiona tender security. Pale juu kuna nini, download the tender. Wakati we have now viewed of course, you'll be able to see that kind of tender security. Now you'll have to accept. Unakubali kitu kwanza. After kukubali, you say remarks. Remarks mimi nitasema noted or thanks or regards depending on school of groups or a group of schools you are in. Wale wana maswali tafadhali tungoja kidogo We do mi submission kwa sababu tenda yetu ina expire saa 7 na hatujajaza. Then you submit. Are you sure you want to approve the tender security? You say yes. Hiyo imetoka bank. Tender security has been approved successfully. Imekuja upande yako tender security. Ukiklik kwa tender security, you may see your issuance request, view tender security details. You have the tender security withdrawal request. Unaweza toa pia hiyo request. Now, after you are done with the tender security, you now have to start with you click now bid preparation. Bid preparation, umeona kuna tabs ngapi? 1, form of tender. 2, tender security eligibility. 3, form ameitisha equipment. 4, kuna form as per the contractors, that is contractor repetitive. We have the tender as qualification without pre-qualification. Not, I think these documents hizi form mnajaza kila siku. You have the litigation history. We have the qualification without pre-qualification. We have the tender qualification without pre-qualification. We have the tender qualification. Now, that's the construction, or that's 11. Qualification without us on a specific contract management experience. Number 12 is about the tender qualification without pre-qualification, but construction on key activities. Alafu tuna technical evaluation. Hope tuko pamoja. Pia inafungua financial evaluation. So umeona system inakwambia ni non-financial, you need to fill the non-financial. Non-financial kuna form name. Wale na maswali tafadhali tungoje kidogo tafadhali naomba. Now kuna pale kwa non-financial kuna serial number, form name, action, status. Ukiona kwa now for example number 1 kuna form of tender, we need to fill it. Status yake iko nani? Pending. So we want to fill form of tender first of all. You always fill in form of tender ambayo wanakuambia nini? It must have letterhead. Lakini sasa hizi mtu asumbukana mambo letterhead iko kwa system Sasa hiyo ni form of tender. Form of tender yetu iko na nini? Na just in a declaration. Hizo story zote. There's now where you are going to fill until you scroll imeenda mpaka last. Sawa. Now we have option 1. Option 1 kuna total price, hiyo naachana nayo on one lot. I think this form of tender iko pale kwa tender documents zenyu. Tender documents zenyu kuna total price lot 1. Kuna option 2 tender price multiple lots. Kuna commissions. Haya, kuna name of the recipient, amount, hiyo naachana nayo. Hiyo state on institution, hiyo ni form of tender ya kawaida tu. Hiyo ni form of tender, hiyo mnaiona manual ya kila wa kawaida. We also have sign off. Signing off unakubaliana na yale ambayo mjaza kwa form of tender yako. Sawa. So for this case, now being a form of tender, a non-financial form, ukishasoma hayo yote, total price in the form, you may assume that I'm using the word may, because this is a dummy account we are using for the purpose of training. Now someone may ask the total price in one form. Now total figure, we want to construct this building in one, that is 1 million. Sisi tunakwambia ni invalid values. Sawa sawa. Invalid form, it means that the system does not accept commas. Yeye atajipiga baadaye. So this is 1 million. Inakwambia baadaye 1 million in Kenyan shillings. In Kenyan what? Shillings. Hope tuko pamoja. Multiple lots, hii ina apply kwa when the tender is on lots. In single, in moja unaweka into one bracket. That's a grand summary. Sawa sawa. You may now we have the commission, gratuity and fees. Hiyo wachana nayo. Now you have two questions there, statement. We are not state owned. In swali rahisi, nasema yes. We are state owned enterprise. Nasema no. We assume, like for example, kama Milton in a construct building, hapo itasema yes, but for your purpose iko sawa sawa. So we have to sign off. Signing off, it means that we confirm that. So una accept kwamba sisi ndio tumeweka hapo yes. Jina hapo Mwangi anisiki na tumia jina Kimani, Kimani, sorry, your name is kama Kimani yuko kwa kundi letu. Na director acha nimwambie ni director. Alafu hii data amesubmit lini? Amesubmit tarehe ngapi? Leo tunasema tarehe 2. Tarehe 2. When you accept, then you submit. After you have submitted, you go back to bid preparation. Umeona kuna vipengele ngapi vimekuja kwa hiyo bid form yetu? Kuna view, edit, delete, upload. Now, we want to upload. Sasa imesema status imechange to field. Now, we go to upload a document. What are we uploading? Kumbuka, in the initial stage, you downloaded the tender document. Among the tender document, we had the form of tender. Now, we are uploading the form of tender. Sasa hapa ndio inachanganya. Hapa watu tunachanganyika kidogo. Now, pale kwa form name, we don't map. We upload. So you click on upload. We click on upload. You want to choose the file. I'm choosing my file. My file is a form of tender. I'm using a dummy file. Then inasema in form of tender. You have to describe form of tender. Then you do what? You upload. Hapo imesema document uploaded successfully. You go back. You go back after you have uploaded. You go back. You go back. Then you do this submission. Umeona pale kwa item number 1 yetu inasema nini? Imejaa. That is, if I'm not clear, if my screen is not clear, kindly mtaniwia radhi kidogo. Now we have our element number 1 complete. We go to our element number 2. That's an eligibility convenience business questionnaire. This is questionnaire huwa mnajaza kila wakati. I don't need to talk about that much. We have the tender details. You need to put your tender details. Now tender name. You want to construct a building. Actual that's a country. That's so in the form of tender kawaida huwa mnajaza polepole. Kama ni sole proprietor unajaza sole, kama ni partnership na kama registered company. Kwa case hiyo sasa sisi ni registered company. Sawa. Unaweza weka pale director's details, of course ziko kwa CR12. Form of disclosure of interest. Is there any person in this procuring entity? Kama unijua ukinisema hapo shauri yako. Sawa. But poleni. Unawrite a note. Now relation with the person, kama umesema huko juu, kama kuna interest, haya Mungu anakuona. Now we have to go to the conflict of interest disclosure. Tunasema directly, hiyo mnajaza kila siku, nasema no. This information iko kwa ile tena hapo juu umekuta nini? Disclosure. Type of conflict. Kama kuna conflict unatangaza. Yes, of course, hapo mnasema no, eh? Now, confirmation declaration. I confirm that this and this is my true information. Nasema yes. Name tulitumia nani? Kimani. Huyo director. Kama unatumia site agent kujaza sawa sawa. Leo date gani? That's on Thursday. Una click kando, then you do what? You submit. Bado unakuja kwa bid preparation. Ona pale kwa nini imechange, then you do what? You do the same. Utakuja kwa upload. You're uploading the form of disclosure. Your name. You upload back. Then you go back to your working space. Make sure that when you are filling in the form, it's complete. For example, you must be having a display. Kama kutakuwa na pale last column, tena iende through. So we go to the next tab. That's form on form. Your ownership equipment. You'll have the details, item of the equipment, name of that is name of manufacturer, model, capacity, just as you have been doing on the manual process. So on the manual process, this is mine. I own the one. Name of the owner, that is Kimani, then you submit. Then you don't go back, you just go back to bid preparation. Bid preparation, we have filled in. If you upload, for example, upload hapa, if you have a logbook ya your machine, you might upload it. Sema equipment, una upload. System inakurudisha kwa working space yako, unaenda back. That is bid preparation. Bado tuko mtu anasema kwamba hii kazi ni mingi, but you have been already been doing. Mnabeba makaratasi mnaenda kwa cyber. But sanguli cyber ni wewe mwenyewe. Document number 4, we want to fill on the key personnel. Key personnel imenifungulia hapo. Key personnel kuna name of the candidate, duration of appointment, nini, maneno kama hiyo. I'm doing this first because it's just a self-explanatory. You submit, but after submitting, remember to do what? To upload. Now here, you may submit a CV or certificate ya huyo mtu wako wa kazi. You upload the certificate. Kama naenda haraka tafadhalini pole, but this one is self-explanatory, yeah? Now we go to the next tab. Hiyo ni nini? About litigation, ha? Hapa huwa tunahepa sana. Sitaki kujua kama tuko na kesi kotini. Now, tukifungua litigation history yetu iko hapo, contract and performance. Hapa tutasema bwana hapa don't have any case. Sawa. Hapa bado tutasema nini? We don't have any case. But kama kuna kesi mnasema tu usifiche. Then you submit. You go back to bid preparation. Tuna upload. I know it's a long process. You have been doing it manually, yeah? Tenda mnajaza using the whole day. But this one is just into one unit, this litigation history. Kama kuna story na makesi huko unaweka, but kama hakuna just say none. Bado we are still at bid preparation. We now go to tender qualification, that financial situation. Mnajaza utajiri yetu sasa, cash flow. Tunaweka cash flow yetu hapo, financial data. These are financial data. Assets, total liabilities, net worth, what tunafanya financial ratios. Ndio tunapata hii maneno hapa kwenye statements. Kama kuna income statement ziko, cash flow information inakupatia sources of information, financial documents. Kama kuna document yote unafaa ku upload, statement ya bank, statement ya M-Pesa, unaweka hapo, then you submit. Then you go to bid preparation. You want to upload, you may upload an evidence. An evidence, mimi hapa nitaweka nini? Naweka statement yangu ya M-Pesa. ama ya bank, nasema statement. For those who have question, kindly hold on. Statement, na upload statement yangu. Bid preparation bado na prepare bid yetu. We have the tender qualification, average annual construction turnover. Utajiri yako unafanya nini? Turnover ukifungua hapo, average una construct ngapi, inakupatia information hapo. Annual turnover, currency turnover, you submit. I'm doing so because it's self-explanatory. Turnover yako, you may upload what? A statement. You upload your statement also, or the audited accounts. Same as statement, you upload, then you go back. Bado kwa bid preparation, members be patient, kwa sababu nyinyi Wakenya wenzangu lazima tuende polepole. Tunaenda next tab, number 8 is about financial resources. Where do you get financial resources? Hapa maybe you have a bank guarantee, you have a letter of credit. Letter of credit kwako huko unachukua una submit, but you need to upload that letter of credit. Letter of credit una upload hapa, you come and upload. You don't map. Most of our people are doing mapping, but we do what? We upload. Upload hiyo letter of credit. For example, kama iliulizwa letter of credit. Letter of credit. We go back, we continue preparing our what? Our bid preparation. But kwa bid preparation, tafadhali msichoke. Hiyo mnafanya hivi, tunamchokangi kwa manual. Yes. Now, current contract commitment. Kama na contract yote, unaweza weka zote hapa. Kuna delete row, kuna add row. If you have 10, you may add 10, add rows. So unaweka zote hapa. So I submit my current contract commitments, but I want to have uploads. Ita-upload nini? Maybe notification of award niko nayo mahali. Ita-upload hapo. I'll name my dummy document. Then I go back. I'm going fast because at least ni vitu ya kujirudia. Tafadhali. Then we fill in the experience, general experience. Umejenga classes wapi? Starting year, end year, hizo unaweka zote. General experience now. Umefanya kazi wapi na wapi? Now you may add depending on your work. You submit. I'm submitting because I don't have anything, because mimi ninawafunza tu. Sawa. Then you are still at the bid preparation. You upload. What are you uploading? For example, now kama niko na certificate of completion, practical completion, nita upload your practical completion hapa certificate. Niweke hapa certificate. You upload. Then after upload, you go back. Pale kwa icon on the right, you go back. We are still at bid preparation. Then next inasema nini? Management. That is tender qualification without qualification. That is specifically or specific experience you want to fill in. Inasema nini? Similar contracts. Hiyo mna fill in. Vitu kila siku tu. Similar contract information. Umefanya wapi kazi tena? You fill in. Kama ni mingi zote, you add row. Kuna delete row, kuna add row. You may add many rows as you can. But now, mimi nitataka evidence. I'll submit as a supplier. But at my end, mimi nataka evidence. You as a supplier, go back to bid preparation. The evidence that you need to upload there, kuna upload documents. Mimi nataka kuona specific experience. Naweza weka pia hiyo certificate of practical completion. Certificate of practical completion.
Utaweka hapa after uploading, then go back. I know it's back and forth, but back and forth hii kitu tunafanyanga masaiba Now, number 12, we have the key activities. You want to fill in key activities. Key activities in gani? Just the same in that particular year. Umefanya kazi gani? Make sure that you read the information that is in the form. Then you submit. I'm doing submission. I'm not filling in because I just want to show you on how to get those forms. Now, hapa tumefika number 12. Upload, you want to upload this. You may also upload the same document. Kama kuna watu 50, weka. Upload. The system is friendly. The system is friendly. If you mess somewhere, itakwambia tu hapa there is an error. Now tunaendelea vizuri. Kama tunaendelea vibaya, tuseme technical evaluation. Technical evaluation bila kama submit. Sasa wana summarize hizi vitu zote. Yetu tulianza kupiga story kwa nyuma Bidder must submit, for example, now the technical evaluation criteria, yes or no. This form was constructed during the bid preparation. So they want you to respond at your right side. Kuna document required, tax compliance, attach. Supply response, utasema nini? Yes. Then technical. Base permit, umesema nini? Yes, utasema yes attached. Kuna drop line hapo. Kuna drop attach CR12, utasema yes. Attach dash, utasema yes. Ukisema no, tumeanza kazi ya evaluation. Number 5, yes. Number 6, utasema yes. Kama huna, utasema no. Kama umeattach hiyo convenient business questionnaire, utasema yes. Utasema yes, then you submit. Remember, bid preparation bado tuko hapo tu. Najua watu wamechoka, ni lunch time, lakini tutavumilia, lazima tusaidiane. Then you upload. What are you uploading? You are uploading that form. Ulijaza manually ukisema yes. Then you are uploading it back. You select a file. Utasema file, or you just name it the way you want. Now you go back. In the bid preparation, it has been categorized into non-financial forms and financial forms. So we are through with non-financial forms. We are through with the non-financial forms from number 1 to number 13. So make sure that, and I repeat, make sure that at your far end on your right, you must have, for example, now you must have the following. You must have view, you must have edit, you must have delete, you must have upload document, you must have in the status field, you must have reference document display. If you are missing any of the above, it means there's something you have not done. You have the yellow statements in each and every element in the non-financial forms. So ukipitia from number 1 up to 13, it seems to be the same information. That is view, edit, delete, upload, or display documents. Pale kwa each and every number, for example, number 13, kuna technical evaluation, na mwisho kuna star, an asterisk. It means that it's a must. You must fill that section. Now, tumemalizana na financial. Remember, I told you that we have both the financial and non-financial. So we go to financial. Financial is where our bill of quantities are in now. Now, you click to fill. You click to fill. You click to fill. Okay, from where summary of the bill of quantities. Now, a bill of quantity may be having elements and might be having the key elements. For example, let me pick on the preliminaries. Preliminaries may combine maybe one access, construction of road, mobilization of materials, site clearance. Alafu wanaipiga sum up. That's why kwa bill of quantities wanasema to be carried forward to the grand summary page. Sasa this table, the summary of bill of quantities, is a grand summary page ile ina consist of all elements. For example, bill 1. Bill 1 ilikuwa na 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it was added and carried forward to the main bill. Kukawa na bill number 2, site leveling, compaction, improvement of access road. Hiyo vitu yote, construction of standard construction. So a bill number, it means that a bill consists of various elements which has been summarized. Najua kuna engineers hapa or site clerks. A bill 1, it consists of various items which has been summarized. For example, now bill number 6, construction of an office. Construction of an office, it comes from the ground up to what? To roofing and paint works. So these are summary of that office. Construction of a pit latrine, inaanza na kuchimba shimo, kufanya compaction, kufanya nini, that's a pit latrine. So anything to do with a bill number, it means that it's a summary of elements. So a summary of elements, we have how many elements? We have 8 elements. Nakumbuka kwa nini yetu tuliweka 1 million. So the elements were in a form of tender. Tuseme element 1. In our bill of quantity, we had in our bill of quantities, remember in our form of tender, we have 1 million. 1 million, I'm giving a rough estimate so that tusonge mbele. Naona sasa inaelekea na mjauza maswali. So we are projecting it at 125,000. 125 total inapeana. Don't put a comma. Don't put a comma. I'm just estimating, eh? Nyie mnajua huko mkipewa bill of quantities mnafanya namna gani? And the total price, I'll calculate, the system will always calculate it for you as long as you have a unit price. So issue ya kuwa na errors hapo system imetusaidia, eh? So we have our amount, imekupatia ngapi? No. Now we have our bill of quantities, eh? Imetupatia 1 million. In figures tutasema ni 1 million. So in words, 1 million. Hope tuko pamoja. After now you have your bill prepared, you will have to do what? To submit. Pale juu itasema bidding form submitted successfully. Isiposema hivyo, tutajua kama kimeumana. But remember, you need to go back to bid preparation. Hatujamaliza bid preparation. So remember, at the first time before you did it, you downloaded the tender document. Now we want to have that bill of quantity. The bill of quantity umejaza kwa mkono. You are downloading that bill of quantity. Umejaza kwa mkono, umestamp the BQ. You upload it. Document uploaded successfully. Now, ukienda kwa bid preparation, from our side, that is the financial forms. Utapata nini? The view, edit, delete. Without those elements, it means that there's something wrong somewhere. Now, this is where our clients get lost. Huh? Make sure that all your entries from number 1 to 13, from number 1 to 13 ziko the same. Pale mwisho on your right, lazima iwe na display hadi 13. That's the non-financial forms. On the financial forms pia, hapo, that's where we go wrong. We don't put our prices. No submit hivyo, eh? Now, we are through with tender bid preparation. Kama wall yako itaonekana hivi, it means that you are safe. Now, someone may ask, huh? Now, what about the bill of quantity? The bill of quantity will always be uploaded. Will be always uploaded for you. Unajaza manually, but you summarize it in the system the way it has been summarized. Get it right from the word go, so that we don't lose. Let us all win. We need to have a win-win situation. Now, tushamaliza, we are through with bid preparation. Now, next tab is the final submission. Final submission. Now, you click to the final submission. Final submission, you click to final submission. Final submission, itakupatia summary of all your transactions. Umeona kuna serial number, form name, kuna status, reference document. So status itakuwa field, and on the reference document itasema display. Tuko pamoja. Field, display, from the word where you started. From where you started. Now, for those, because EGP has other variables like NCA, NSSF, KRA, there's an element of certification. The system is still at the integration process, whereby we shall be the document will be always be verified. Will always be verified. Then we have the bid submission history. Yes? Some people are wondering what is the bid submission history. The bid submission history, there is a serial number. We have the activity by, activity on, the IP. Kuna watu wamezoea kujaza tenders na mashine moja. That's a conflict of interest. Tafadhali, naomba you take a note of that. IP, last section. For example, unakuja kwa ofisi, mimi nikusaidia kama procurement. Utanionea vibaya kwamba sijakusaidia, but hapo kidogo I just guide you, but I not use my machine to log in and have your information be uploaded, be used in a machine, because the information in your IP system, it capture my machine. Now, you do the final submission. Now that you are through, you do the final submission. Final submission, itakutumia OTP, the one-time password. It means that you are signing, you are doing what? You are accepting whatever you have filled on in. Now you are verified the information. So mimi nimeweka OTP yangu. OTP itakuwa inatuma kwa simu zako za simu ambazo uregister nayo. Then you verify. Hapo juu nasema nini? Bid submitted successfully from IP, from the computer yenye umetumia kufanya kusubmit. Sawa sawa. So ukiklik pale kwa final submission, ukiklik pale kwa submission, kama uko tayari kwa hiyo tender, you may do what? You may do the bid withdrawal as an individual. Ni wewe sasa. Kitambo umekuwa unasema kwamba tender yangu imepotelea kwa vichaka. So tender yako sasa mwenyewe ndio uta withdraw na login zako. Tuko pamoja? So that marks to an end of my presentation on bid submission. on works. Naomba maswali tafadhali. You may type a question because sita unmute. Please go back to financial bid. Financial bid. Thank you, nitajibu. Type kweli maswali tafadhali. I'm taking note. Financial forms for registering. Okay, let me go through these questions. Ziko mingi tafadhali, nikipita yako usione nimekulenga. Maswali ni mengi sana, naomba tafadhali mnusu niende nazo moja kwa moja. Acha tuanze maswali tafadhali. The bid security is not clear how the bank they need to process the tender. The bid security is not clear. Bid security are always provided by banks. Huh? So the purpose of bid security is from the bank. So make sure that your service provider is clear with the bid security. Yeah? It's very educational. After trading, we get soft copy. Yeah, soft copy of notes. We are the far end of having it in the EGP system. Do you have application to go through? Now we are at the final stage of approving all suppliers in the EGP system. Are the figures we put on the yes, the figures are always calculated on the that is a VAT inclusive. VAT inclusive. That's why we have formulas, and when you are having your prices, kindly ensure that VAT is included. Mnasema kazi ni mingi sana Jehova, eh? You have been doing the manual. Mnabebana matenders. Sio kazi mingi tafadhali. Go back to financial bid section. Financial bid section, it will depend on number of bill of quantities that the P has requested in the form. Can I upload my documents from document? Yes, you can upload so long as you have saved all their documents in your document library. What are some member bill or materials? I'll insist on that. Which documents are we stamping? For example, now the bill of quantities, you may ya kuzuia sana kupiga stamp kwa nini. Or just business name, someone different names with are not going through. Or just a business name, someone with a different business names. Remember, one business name with one PIN. One business name with one PIN. In the case you have two companies, kindly go to the business register center. They update your PIN or change your particulars. We need to stamp. Please revisit the tender security part 1 last. Now, tender security, you as a supplier or a third party, you need to request from the bank. From the bank, now it's a system. It's a system one, and it's just a short one. One, you request from a bank, a branch that you are interested in. Then the branch will approve the issue of VAT, and 0.3. The 0.3 element, here near levy. make sure that the total price unaweka hapo, it is inclusive. You can insert the stamp and signature, yes. At the point of registration as a supplier, I get error KRA PIN. Kindly, kama kuna maswali ya nini, mambo ya KRA PIN, not verified, kindly visit the nearest KRA office for your status to be updated, and make sure that you tell them they link your KRA PIN. They link your KRA PIN with your BRS number. Well done. When the official presenter sasa. Thank you, sir. Nice presentation, thank you. How do PEs do mapping? Mapping is only done to those people who are in the EGP system. And PE mapping depends on the method of procurement. For example, request for quotations, rescue tendering. PEs will always map those suppliers so long as they are registered in the EGP. So make sure that you are registered in the EGP. And as a team, we are trying our level best to make sure that all suppliers, all our plans are approved within the next 2 weeks. So kindly, poleni sana tumechelewa, but you'll be approved. What's wrong? Submit more than one tender document using the same machine, because hiyo mimi nawachia hicho kitendawili nyewe tafadhalini mwisota. What do we get information to fill bid submission history? Where do we get the information through to fill the bid submission history? The bid submission history, I don't get your question, kindly you may repeat. The Excel sheet is too large to fit, but we need to be printed and stamped. I kindly just summarize your information. Kindly just summarize your information, capture it in your PDF, then upload your document. If we need to fill the form of tender online, what do we upload again? We need to upload it again, but we are working towards that. Unajua lazima tuanzie mahali. And this is where we have started. Maybe in the near future, we shall not be uploading it again. Thank you. What do we do when you have forgotten your username? You may visit us at Kisim Towers, Ngong Road, for more information on this. Kindly approve Pari valuers. Thank you. I have taken note of that. You have a problem with e-procurement tender documentation preparation submission. Worry. Okay, we are not after biashara. Maximum size the system can upload. Kindly be checking on the specific uploads. Kuna maximum number of nini zimewekwa pale. If you have to fill form of tender online, what do we upload again? I think nimejibu kidogo. Asante kwa swali. What if a computer crashes when you are filling in form of tender? And it's good to know. It's not restricted. Unaweza kama computer ina crash, you may fill it in another computer. It can't crash with the only because the EGP system is a web-based system. It's not our software. It's a web-based. Unaweza fanya nini? Unaweza jaza kwa simu. The company is not still in a supplier. Kindly now we are in the process of approving all suppliers. Tafadhali be patient. If we have to fill the form of tender, okay, then nimejibu. What's the meaning of opening level? Opening level, opening level depends on the PEs. Opening level, we may have 2 levels or a single level. Opening level, for example, for a single, we open financial at the same time. You open at the same time, and financial, both and financial. But for the multiple opening, this happens, for example, for consultancy. You are opening today non-financial, next time you are opening non-financial. That is multiple. Unafungua leo, then kesho unafungua nini? then in financial. For the next week, Pia, you are a good teacher. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Your office is in Mombasa? No. Currently, no. But you can reach out in our emails, in our website. Kindly approve. Thank you. Here we have taken note of that. Benko. For those who are asking, on the approvals, we are working towards approval for the next 2 weeks. Everyone will be approved. Na poleni sana. Kindly approve. Yes. Can you fill for multiple companies using the same machine? Unless in cyber, unless it's cyber, we assume. We're submitting quotation and you make a mistake on a price schedule. Can it be rectified before? Yes, it can be rectified because at the end of form of quotation, there is an element of edit. So you may edit. Your application has not been approved. Yes, we are working on that. Kindly. Can you fill using the same machine? What if dealing with too many suppliers? You mean you can't use one laptop? At a cyber you may use, but that cannot penalize you. That's only meant for audit trails in case of anything. Deal of agencies. Okay, kindly approve. For those who are asking for approval, kindly be patient. For the next 2 weeks, you will be approved. Hata wanaweza kuwa inaendelea process. Thank you. You have done a good job. Thank you, sir. Please always do the training. Thank you. No response for emails. Which emails? Kindly specify. Na kama uko Nairobi, naomba tafadhali visit the KISIM office. The KISIM Towers for more information. Can you fill for different companies? Yeah, I think they may give. How many companies outside? How are companies outside Nairobi get assistance? Kindly, if you have an error, send us an email through support at EGP kenya.go.ke. We accidentally registered our company as a limited instead of local company. So we shall work on it kindly. Mara mbili ingine hapa itakuwa sawa. Thank you. Regarding it, we claim that yes, we are trying our best to do what? To approve the company. Kindly approve SmartTech. We have taken note of that. We stand by copy. Yes, thank you for a good thing. Asanteni sana. Can you be able to change the registered email? No, but we are working towards that. You have done a good job, very easy. Thank you. When do you expect peace to start sending quotations? Kindly, the way you used to do it manually, visiting offices, market, that's what I can advise you. Please repeat the email address. Email address is support at EGP Kenya. I'm typing there. Support at EGP Kenya. support@egpkenya.go.ke. Yes, we will conduct physical trainings. We shall be having a program on the physical touch to our end users, those are suppliers. We have a program lined up. Yes, no response. Poleni sana. How soon can you get the manual? Give the contact number of the EGP office. For more information, you can log into the EGP section. We have the contact details and email. Kindly approve the serious company. Kindly approve the hiyo tutashughulikia. Kindly approve. Why are other tenders not visible when you log in? Tenders, when you log in as a supplier, we have tenders and we have open tenders and alternative tenders. If you have not been mapped, it means that those are alternative tenders. If you cannot find that tender, it means that you have not been mapped. You can only find a tender, one, if it's an open tender, if it's an open tender, or you have been mapped by a PE. Do you need an upload to be executed after applying? No, because the bank is eligible. When you press fill on the form, does the form download automatically? Yes, it downloads automatically in your downloads. You'll be able to see a zipped document. Open that zipped document. You'll be able to find all the forms and all the material that you need before you fill a tender. How does a company get direct procurement tenders? You have various factors at which direct tenders. How does we have various factors when and how to get direct tenders. For example, the agency part of it, if it is specialized in nature, if you are getting a tender from a government institution, those are the factors. Is it possible to change details? Yes, it's possible. You just edit your profile. Once you have submitted your profile, you can edit, you can always edit your profile once it has been approved. For stamping signatures, can one upload them in one picture on the form and then convert? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, we are working towards the approval. No one replies to our emails and no one picks your customer. We are very much sorry. We are much sorry for that, but we shall improve on that. Kindly approve Rotac investment. Where are you located in Mombasa? Unfortunately, we are only available in Nairobi. How do they map us? Once we have a section of mapping, the PE can always type in your name and search and map and send a tender or a quotation to you. Where can we access the supply? Where can we access a supplier manual? A supplier manual, you log in, you'll type in EGP Kenya, you have all the materials. You have the materials there. Can we use e-signature and stamps? Okay, currently we don't have the e-signatures. Huh? Currently we don't have e-signatures, but as per law, that is PPD Act 2015, Nation Treasury is developing strategies on how ICT authority can come in, and develop a structure on the e-signatures. What makes one to be mapped? As long as you are registered in the EGP system, approved. Yes, the team is taking note of that. We shall do it. Should all uploads be in PDF? Yes, sir. It must be in PDF or JPEG. JPG. Does it mean you must visit programmer to get quotations? It's not a must. Kindly approve, manager. The team is taking care of it. Please answer this. Is it possible to get recordings for further reference? Yes. We shall be uploading all. We have our YouTube channel. We have our YouTube channel, and it's there in our website. And we also have our YouTube channel. I will be sharing with you the YouTube channel. You can always access all the materials. Our procuring agent is doing pre-qualification. Yes, they may do their pre-qualification, but we are advising all the Ps to make sure that all the pre-qualified suppliers they are approved in EGP, so that when they will be mapping out suppliers, we are able to see them. Suppose the company was registered as a limited, it should be limited. Once approved from your end, are able to change. That one, the question is not clear. Kindly approve. Yes, the team is taking care of. Kindly approve. Yes, most of them in approval. Do you use your money to complete the project to be paid? You have been awarded tender. Right. Sylvia, I have not understood your question. Do you use your money to complete the project to be paid after you have been awarded the tender? Yes, of course. The Ps are not allowed to pay to make the advance payment. Most of the cases, works are paid on interim basis. Once you reach a certain level or percentage, you may apply for that payment. For example, umejenga nyumba imefika 20%. 20%, you may apply an interim certificate for that payment ulipwe so that uendelee na kazi. But kuna wengine wako na muscle pool nyingi, wako na pesa, at least they can complete, then apply for payment. Kindly talk about the issue of mapping and role of Ps on this. As you have heard, someone has shared, John has shared the YouTube channel where you can get all this information. Thank you, John. The handwritten tender documents are accepted. Oh, kuna mtu amesema hapo juu, pole. Kindly talk about the issue of mapping and the role of Ps on this. One, the EGP center is centered in Nairobi, and we don't have a hand in mapping of suppliers when the Ps are doing their work. Once a supplier has been approved in the EGP system, when the PE are doing their procurements, once they search a name, for example, you assume that the PE imefanya nini? PE, they have done their pre-qualification. It means they have their already list of suppliers. The already list of suppliers, if they are registered in the EGP, once the PE or the user types in the name, he'll be able to see those suppliers. Then system itamwambia mapping supplier, ataclick mapping supplier, search your name, then atakurushia quotation. As you have been doing the manual quotation, simko mnaitiwa quotation, tafadhali ndugu na madada, anditendenda document exhibit ama there must be type. Yes, there is no condition on the written and the typed one. Any form of is always accepted. What's the evidence or approval? No, there's no certificate. Kindly check your email. We always communicate via email that your profile has been approved successfully. And also evidence for approval, you have an EGP number. So that's an evidence. I got a certificate. Suppose the company was registered as a limited. Here I think the regime. No, there is no effect. If you are registered as a limited, okay, the essence of having categories or categorization in the company, we want to get a clear data. We want to clear, as EGP team, we want to get a clear data of all our service providers, of all our suppliers who are registered in Kenya. Kindly approve. Yes, the team is taking note of that. What are the documents that need stamping? Okay, there's no document, but for the purpose of informity, you may just stamp all the document. Is it a must that we update the employee's financial capability in the common? No, it's not a must. It's not a condition. Okay, you have been registered in the EGP system. EGP system is a platform of all suppliers that are registered in Kenya and foreign. So anything or any supplier, you can easily get them from the platform. If you offer services or supply goods to private sector only, is it a mandatory to register For private sector, no, unless the PE has been contracted through a joint venture or through consortium buying. For example, a private sector wants the government to buy on behalf of them. We have other avenues. For example, consortium buying or joint venture, whereby you are using a public entity to buy. So, unless there's other avenues like joint venture, there are avenues like consortium buying, you're using a public entity to do procurement. What document are we uploading, for instance, in form of tender, if we are filling it online? Yes, when we are starting, uh, when we are starting something, lazima tuanze na mahali. Now, EGP is still at the initial stage. Maybe just take a note of it so that we avoid that. We avoid the repetition. How do we check on the registration with EGP? Now, we kindly check your emails. We have a sequence of events in the email. One, you must be send at least 5 emails. The last email is that it will congratulate you that your profile has been successfully been approved. Yes, yes. Is it possible to have you? Yes, there's a channel. Kuna mtu ameshare hapo YouTube channel, kuna video zetu tafadhali ziko hapo for any reference. Huh? You have said you cannot use one computer to submit tenders. Huh? Now that's for the purpose of, if the same director, you may go ahead and use the same computer. Is it okay to merge all the experience, upload them in one folder? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Explain well. Having an EGP number means that you are approved. Now, search. No, having an EGP number is not an automatic way that you have been registered. So there are other steps. Other steps. Sawa. Is pagination necessary? It's not necessary. Pagination is not necessary. Wakati mko mnaenda manual, your documents zinakuwa tempered with. Mtu anatoa page 1, page 2, but this one is a system. West tempered system, ndugu yangu ama dada yangu anaitwa nani? Alpha. You cannot temper with the system. So the system has solved the problem of tender what? Tender evaporation. The tender evaporating on the thin air. We're registering AGPO to fail verify. We are still merging. We are still working on it. AGPO it will be verifying automatically. How do I update areas to work? Maybe I had not captured every section. Yes, before final submission, there's an element of edit. You may go to specific element, then edit that form. Suppose the company was registered here to Mejibo. Is pagination possible? Pagination, it's not possible unless you want to name it in a physical document. EGP system is a system, is a computer way. So no one can tamper with the system-based issue. What's wrong with IFMIS? They could not have. IFMIS means Integrated Financial Management Information System. We have not done away with IFMIS. Huh? IFMIS is a module on finance. What we have done as EGP, we have just eliminated the element on procurement modules. Tumetoa hiyo procurement modules kwa IFMIS. So EGP is just a procurement platform for procurement process. But at the end process, the EGP system has been integrated with IFMIS. Before logging in, I can see a lot of tenders, but after logging in, I cannot see them because it means you have not been mapped or they are not open tender. Can 2 or more people work on the same document at the same time? Simultaneously yes, you can. You can log in as many users as you can. Thank you for that remark. How does the best presenter so far? Thank you. How does not submitting docs on one computer work for those who work for multiple clients. Yes, as cybers, because all cybers are also our partners. It does not bar you from using one cyber in filling in. For example, now kama mko suppliers watano na cyber ni moja tu hapo, na wewe na anaelewa, so mnatumia tu. No one can bar you from participating from any kind of procurement. We need to know criteria used. Want to get RFQ, RFX. No, that one, the criteria is now depends with the PE. The EGP team does not have anything to do with who is supposed to be mapped. Sawa. So, mapping on suppliers or who to do with the business, EGP, our main concern is to make sure that all suppliers, all service providers, all community service providers are approved so that Ps can be using on their own. We don't have any control on who to be giving business. Kazi yetu ni kufacilitate suppliers wetu wawe nini, wawe approved. Thank you. How can a person delete users in the system? You just edit or you deactivate. Or you deactivate. Naona maswali yamepungua. You are training in on point. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Grace. Any question? Tafadhali. Naona watu wanataka kwenda lunch. After the deactivation, the name is still there. Yes, can be still there, lakini hakuna kitu anafanya ndugu yangu Simon. Hakuna kitu anafanya na system. Now, thank you for that concern. I think we shall take it up with the system developer so that once you deactivate a user, you are able to delete. Thank you, Simon. Can I register my surplus company owned by same single director? Yes, you can, but different PIN. So long as it have different PIN. Does users have individual logins? No, it doesn't have individual logins unless do what? You delegate as the one who registered what? Because we only use one user ID and one password and one OTP. Because one OTP, one password, one time password, it will always be sent. It will always be sent to that number which you used, number or email you used in registering that company. Now. Kindly share the Nairobi office. Yes, we are typing there. Nairobi office. We are registered in Ngong Road, System Tower, 4th floor. Now, are you future allowing us? Kidogo. Once a supplier is awarded, where will the LPO? Now, this is a module ilikuwa mambo ya submission, but I can preempt that. We have another module on supplier training on contract, simply because a contract must be signed by two parties, that is a supplier and a PE. So we have another module on the contract whereby we shall be having as a supplier, your entry point will be one. After you fill in, you'll be able to see the opening and evaluation process. In the contract section, we shall start with intention to award. All bidders watatumiwa intention to award. All bidders at the same time. All bidders before award, they'll be sent. Take note. They'll be sent an intention to award. Sawa. Prior to issuing of notification, then not Prism Tower, it is Kissim Towers. Kissim Towers. Now, once you have been offered intention to award, the supplier, both suppliers, successful are successful, they'll be issued a record letter, given reasons why he has not what? Won that tender. Another way is a successful tender will be issued what? A successful tenderer or supplier will be issued with letter of notification at the same time to the regret letter. That's when the contract will start now. Sawa sawa. To sign contract in the system to upload, you'll be able to upload, you'll be able to sign. Sawa sawa. You upload back everything kwa system. Hakuna kuja kwa ofisi tena kunitafuta. Sawa sawa. Hakuna kuja kunitafuta kwa simu. Someone said Prism Towers. It is Prism Towers, yes. Once the bid security is requested online to the bank, how is the payment made? That one payment will be done online. Huh? Maybe the bank or the service providers would share out on the method of payment. It is for the purpose of trading. Thank you. Do you have an idea on how to fill? Yes, I don't have any idea. Hey, but tumefanya Bwana Mtori, tumefanya saa hizi, but we shall share out the YouTube. Huh? The YouTube. Thank you, YouTube ndio hiyo. Thank you. Is it possible to save a tender in the progress? Okay, yes, it's possible. It's possible. Any tender that has not been submitted, it will be still on a draft form. Thank you. Is there a specific percentage for users? No, it depends on how your structure at your company itakuwa vile umeipanga kwa kitambo. Where will this intention to award be uploaded? Just in the system. This is just the first session with our suppliers. In the near future, we shall be rolling out trainings physically. Hapo tutakuwa kidogo patient. Hiyo lazima kuna mtu amerekodi, thank you. Where will the intention be? Yes, it will just be the system. Hiyo tutawafunza in the near future. And be patient. Here's the link again. Yes. When doing tender, is there timer showing the remaining? What's remaining? I don't get you. Sheila Kiyoko. When doing a tender, is there a timer showing the remaining? Yes, there's a timer. Ukifungana in financial, kuna zile zinasema pending. Anything pending, it means that you have not worked on it. Sawa. Yes. Okay, the training. Your training on YouTube, shadow. Sorry for that. To improve, you must start from somewhere. Kennedy Murimi, tuanzie mahali, lazima tuanzie mahali ndio tuendelee. But pole kwa hayo, we are working on it. Lazima tuanzie mahali tafadhali. Is it possible to save a tender? Yes, it's possible. Thank you. Another question before to end the lunch? Yes, there should be a clock. Hey, a clock, jamani. There's no clock. So long as tender is still active, you can always save it. Unaweza save na ukaendelea. Ama kama unaamua kumaliza, unaweza maliza. Sawa sawa. Kwa ina depend na wewe mwenyewe, Madam Sheila. Another question, please. Msiseme tumewacha, sitaki kuacha mtu nyuma, tafadhali. Naona maswali yamepungua. Very good training. Next week kuja training. Itakuja hata kutaka sasa tuendelee, lakini lazima tuende lunch. Thank you. Save that link. We shall be using it the next training. Asanteni sana na muwe na jioni njema.